It would have been just enough time, exactly 7:30. Look at us for newspapers.
Look at us.
Look at us giving you enough time to get coffee as well. Hello, Peter Mutlautsi, joining us to look at newspapers this morning.
Good morning. Good
Coalitions?
morning.
Coalitions?
Yep. It's a big weekend for all the parties. Crisis talks. Who's going into coalition with who else? So we'll see how it pans out on Sunday when the directives are finally out. To say, we are going to partner with this one in this area. We are going to partner with this one in this area.
If anybody's ever wondered just why these elections are so important, let's go to the Herald newspaper. Take a look at their headline story there. It's our first newspaper this morning. And this is exactly what we were all voting for in these local government elections. It starts getting down to this key question, Peter, from the Herald. Who will rule City Hall? The ones who are going to make our daily lives easier or worse, depending how it goes. The ANC seen as having the upper hand, with the EFF being a kingmaker.
Yes, but I don't think the ANC is having an upper hand right there. I'll tell you why. The EFF will decide whether the ANC or the DA will eventually get to don that mayoral chain. Because the concessions that they have to agree to, the EFF is saying to the ANC, let's agree on Section 25 and then you can have the mayoral chain.
Right.
Will the ANC agree? Because this has been a protracted battle throughout.
Right.
Section 25, it keeps going back to Parliament, the committee is discussing this every now and then. And now Julius yesterday said, President Ramaphosa, we agree on Section 25 or else we don't have a deal.
Oof.
That leaves the DA with their 48% having to scramble for, because remember it's a 120-seat council in Nelson Mandela Bay. Both of them have got 48, that's 96. You need the 9 from the EFF to wear the chain.
Right.
So now they'll have to scramble and start talking with everyone else who's got 1 seat, 2 seats here and there, just to have a final deal.
I mean, like one of those American TV shows. You start walking down the halls, deal or no doors, going, will you support us? Are you not going to support us at all? Toombs, you got the Star.
Yeah, I've got the Star newspaper here. They're leading with ANC DA looking for coalitions in big metros, as you've mentioned, there, Nelson Mandela Bay being one of those, Peter. But also, you've just reminded us, Malema threatening to block attempts at DA, EFF, or the DA and FF Plus tie-up there.
But that's in Tshwane. So it's another dynamic, because what Julia said yesterday is, if you have a DA and Freedom Front Plus going into a coalition in Tshwane, it's a coalition of the racists, according to this article. So you have a dynamic then which brings in Action SA. But Malema is saying, provide clean, drinkable water in Amanskraal within 6 months, or else our deal is off again. So there they are, kingmakers.
Yeah.
And then you have Makura being coached here. They're going into an extended meeting this weekend to decide which way they go into for Tshwane and Joburg. With Makura saying, no, we're not prepared. We're not really desperate to govern at all costs. Worrying for the ruling party.
It is worrying indeed, and we saw what already happened in Tshwane before, and as far as also where the EFF is concerned. So you know that if the EFF is saying we will retract our partnership, you know they mean it because of exactly what has been evident.
And you can never really be sure about the EFF.
We can never.
Very interesting that they're saying we're going to retract this if water isn't supplied.
Yes, within 6 months.
Mandates were.
Yes, within 6 months.
All right.
And remember who's been fighting for clean drinkable water in Namanskral?
This is how
Action SA. Action SA.
Oh, that's right, of course, yes.
Him and Mashaba with his inquiry that he did on his own.
We mustn't forget about Action SA. We also mustn't forget about The Witness, the last minute or so we have with you, Peter, because there's so much to talk about. Can we wrap up The Witness? City heading for coalition, the ANC looking for support. Again, smaller parties after coming in under 50%. The ANC taking a big hit, some would say a smashing in eThekwini.
No, it's a problem. I mean, this is the first time that the ANC is actually losing grip of that municipality, that metro actually.
Goodness.
So, yeah, we'll see how this one goes as well.
Yeah, also with Umgeni, they're losing it out to the DA.
Yes. And we're speaking to a DA councillor just now, the mayoral elect, as Gareth pointed out earlier on.
That's right. That's coming up a little bit later. Peter, thank you very much indeed. Our duty editor here from eNCA, the man with the whitest shoes on national television, without a doubt. Peter Mutlautsi, always a pleasure having you with us here on.
Good luck to all the parties.
Good luck to all the parties, I think is a nice way of putting it. All right.
Good luck to South Africans.
Coming up.